Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Kelsey. If you do know who I am, great, you came back. Thank you. So today I have the very first in my series of Back to Basics, and the first one is the one that I mentioned that I would do, I think 2 videos back, and that's going to be basic winged liner. So I'm going to mention it in the video, like in the actual filming, but this is not a foolproof method. Don't get your hopes up that it is. Everyone messes up. No one's perfect, and again, this is just what works for me. So yeah, I hope this video is really helpful. Leave a comment down below if you do think it is, and I will see you all in the video. One thing I do want to mention before we get started, in case you can't tell, this is not my camera. I know last week when I did my vlog I used my phone. This is actually my computer camera again, so if you recognize the format, that's why. I'm filming with my computer camera. Like I said in a few videos prior, I'm having trouble with my computer and my camera together. Still working on that issue, so I was probably going to use just my phone and my computer until I get that issue fixed. So I just wanted to let you know if it's different, that's why. I know it's not the ideal filming, just because it does reflect a lot of light off my face and stuff like that, but for the winged liner, at least you shouldn't really need that, so it's not really that super important. So yeah, that's why it's different. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I love you, and let's get on to the video. Okay, so let's get started with the winged eyeliner tutorial. So I do want to put out a disclaimer. This method is absolutely not foolproof. I make mistakes every single day. It's never going to be absolutely perfect, but it is the way that I find works best for me, and I really hope this is helpful to you guys. The one thing that I find with myself personally is that I think that my eyes aren't exactly evenly shaped. I'll do the same thing on both eyes, and this one will turn, this wing will be more out than up, and then this one will be more up than out, and so again, not a foolproof method. That's the kind of things you have to learn about yourself and pick a method that works best for you based on the way that your eye shape is and stuff like that. But this is the one that works for me, and I really hope it's helpful. So I find that it's really easier to do with a felt tip liner, such as this one. This is the Kat Von D tattoo liner, or I also like the Sephora brand liners. They're felt tip. So any felt tip liner I find works best. I feel like you have the best control, and it's just the easiest to use. So today I'm going to be using the tattoo liner in Mad Max Brown, and I'm just going to show you how to do it. So the first thing that I do is I just regularly line the upper lash line. I try to make it as thin as possible, and then I will thicken it later when I come back in with the wing. So as you can see, that one is just lined on the upper lash line. The biggest, scariest thing about when you're doing that is that it's just you have to really try not to blink, which is why I also think the felt tip liners are really good, because they're not super harsh on your eyes, the actual material of them, so it's a lot easier to not blink as long as you're really careful. So I'm gonna do that to both eyes real quick. Okay, there you go, so now that's done. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the liner and I'm just gonna draw a line from the corner of my eye up to where I want the line to go, typically aiming towards the tip of your eyebrow. And you can either draw it up like this, or you can also find a spot where you want it and draw down to the corner of your eye. So I tend to vary which one I do. Like that. So you can kind of see I almost built a little wing there because I drew a line, and then I decided that's not where I want the line to go, so I kind of went out a little bit, so it almost created a little wing there, which will be a lot easier for the process later when you're trying to fill it in and draw it out and stuff like that. So it's going to do the same thing to the other eye once again. Okay, so as you can see, that line's a lot thinner, but you can see that's there. And then all I'm going to do from there is I'm just going to drag from the top of the line, so about here for me, and just drag it in to meet up with the line you put on the upper lash line. And then shape it. So you can draw it down almost in a way, and then just kind of fill it in where you need to, which is what I tend to do. That way the line isn't, the wing isn't too thick unless I want it to be. Just depends on what you feel like doing that day, you know. And this is one of those times where if you have a mirror that can zoom in, like it has the two-side mirror, like the regular distance and then the close-in distance, this is a really good time to use the close-in distance because you can be a lot more precise with it. I don't actually have one of those mirrors, which is a real bummer. And another bummer is that the mirror I do have is cracked. So sometimes it can be a little difficult. So if you have better equipment than I do, great. Lucky you. So I'm just going to do the same thing to the other eye. That's about all it takes. It's just a few simple steps and just stuff that you have to be really, really super precise with. Like I said, a felt tip liner tends to work for me, but you can also use a gel liner and just a really precise angled brush, or you can use just whatever liner you feel works best for you. If you use a pencil liner, make sure you keep it sharp. Otherwise, you're not going to get a precise line. So I'm just going to finish off the rest of my face, and then I will meet you guys back. So now that I'm done my full face of makeup, I hope that this was really, really helpful for you guys. One thing that I did not mention is if you do happen to mess up, like if your line ends up getting blurred out a little bit or the edges aren't completely precise, there are two tricks that you can do to kind of help clean that up. One is you can take an angled eyeliner brush and you can take your favorite concealer, whether it be a highlighting concealer or a regular one, and put it up against the line of the wing and then blend it in, and that'll help straighten out the wing a little bit. So, and then you can also take a cotton swab and makeup remover and again just run it up against the line of the wing and that'll help clean it up. For me personally, I know that the tape trick is really popular. I don't have the best tape in the world, and again, like I said, my eye isn't exactly even, so even if I put the tape on evenly, the wings won't turn out even. So if that trick works for you, then awesome. But yeah, so I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Again, this is just the way that I do it. It's not completely foolproof, but I do hope that it was helpful. Leave a comment down below if it was, and also leave a comment down below on what other back to basics you want to see. I can do hair stuff, I can do nails, I can do more makeup, whatever you guys want to see, I'm willing to do. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everybody.